We're talking a little bit back today. It's back to school, about to be back to school for a lot of kids. Hard to believe. And that can come with some anxiety with them. Just, they had a long summer break. They're worried about going back to school, maybe making new friends if it's a new school. But luckily, there's some tips that probably parents can start with them now before that school season starts up. Can you talk a little bit about some things that you would recommend for parents and caregivers during this time?
Yeah, so the first thing I'd recommend is we focus on connection. We teach something called nonviolent communication. I'm a certified nonviolent communication trainer, and it's really important to focus on getting to that heart space. So instead of we tend to think of what do I do, what do I do, what do I do in our head and think about it, and the connection happens in the heart, and we want to not only be in our hearts but also be in the hearts with the children and help them get out of their heads and connect first to their anxiety, right? So we can say, hey, I'm hearing you're feeling really anxious, or I'm sensing you're feeling really anxious, and I don't want you to have to hold that alone. Let's be together with that if you're willing.
Right.
That would be the first step.
The first step, yeah. And then I guess moving past that, some areas like a safe space, like you can do that in your home or wherever you may live for them, correct?
Right. So definitely creating a safe space where they can share anything that's going on. Maybe there's someone at school that's threatening their safety, because needs are what are at the underlying. So a need for safety, a need for belonging, acceptance, security, that all of those stimulate feelings such as anxiety. So the feeling of anxiety is telling you that there's a need that's not being met, and we want to connect to the need. So if a child is saying, hey, I want a safe space to talk about something that's really scaring me, there's a teacher that's talking to me in a way that really hurts my feelings. There's a student that's threatening to take my lunch or hit me, and I don't want the parents to flip out, for example. Some parents are like, oh my God, I'm going to go in and do something. And that's not a safe space for the child to have his or her feelings.
Yeah. And even when that child is like opening up to you, there's communication skills on the parents' end, or maybe if you're a teacher listening to this as well on the teacher's end, that you can do while they are talking to you, like not interrupting.
Right. So definitely let them finish. And then if anything, reflect back what they're saying. So instead of going to fix it, which is our instinct as parents or teachers, let's just help them connect to their power to be able to navigate this. And then we can help give solutions if they want them at the end. But don't interrupt. And then there's this validation or reflection of, hey, I'm hearing you. So I'm here, and you can reflect back. Yeah, I'm hearing that you're really scared and that you're wanting to feel more safe at school, and that there's this student that's really giving you a hard time and you're not sure how to handle that.
Yeah. For kids who may be a little bit more, timid or shy, they may have trouble sharing what they want to talk about. What advice would you give for that?
I would, start by sharing as the parent. So I would show them how I share, and sometimes I'm nervous to share. So instead of telling them what to do, they learn by example. So I might tell, I'm really anxious about something at work. In fact, I told my daughters today that I was really a little bit nervous about the interview, and and my need is to make sure it contributes to people, and they really get to see how what we do can help them. And we went and they heard me and they reflected back to me what I was feeling. And then they gave me a little solution, which was the little necklace they told me to wear that they make for me. And they say, hey, Dad, when you're nervous, you can just remember me, I'm with you, and you can connect to the necklace. And they asked me to wear the necklace. Right. So do you see how they helped me? And that creates a space for them. And the other one gave me a bracelet. So
See, just all the jewelry. You're all decked out.
I'm all decked out. I have two daughters. So I had to let them both help me.
I love that. And then I guess finding solutions together. So that's kind of too, just like with the whole collaborating while you're encouraging the sharing, and then talking together with your child, what you can do, what they can do moving forward, how to fix it.
The finding solutions together is important, that it's not you fixing them, that it's you're collaborating and making a space for them to become empowered and have competence around meeting their own needs. And then we can support them so it doesn't stretch them beyond their range of tolerance, but that they are supported, and then they can navigate through it. So finding solutions together, really telling them you trust their ability to navigate this, and you're going to help hold space for these unpleasant feelings.
Right. And this is interesting to try a mantra. So kind of like positive affirmations. I feel like a lot of adults do this, but it's kind of interesting pushing this on to kind of the kids as well and having them incorporate this.
Yes, something that they like to say, whether it's because you're connecting to that sense of, hey, we're together right now, we're taking deep breaths, right? And we're talking through in a connected way. You're with your feelings of anxiety, and the world is not ending, and it's okay to hold them versus trying to make them go away. And then you create a mantra that brings you back, sort of like an anchor that brings you back to this safe space of feeling empowered and expansive. And that mantra can be whatever, I can do this, or I'm not alone, or like I said, sometimes I'll hold this with them, and they'll put on the necklace, and they'll say, I know what to do. I can handle this, Dad. So it doesn't have to be, or it could be something silly, rainbows and unicorns, and that's what they remember. But it connects them back to this sense of, I'm safe, I'm open, we're expansive, we can do it, we're not alone. That's what we want to get them. And that regulates their nervous system and actually allows them to navigate the situation much more effectively.
Nice. And lastly, as far as encouraging self-care, this could be like hobbies they may like doing outside of school, physical exercise as well. I know like those after school activities, or maybe getting kids into a sport, that can really help as well with all that stress and anxiety.
Right. And, even sleep, making sure they get enough sleep at night. Your ability to regulate your nervous system is dependent upon how well you resource sleep, nutrition, activity, play. All those things are really important so that the nervous system is regulated, your body feels healthy, you have the energy and fuel to connect to your feelings and to share and be empowered to connect to other people so that you can meet all of your needs.
Great. Love all of that. Perfect. That was all I needed. Was there anything else that you would like to add?
I think, to me, the most important thing as parents, I work with a lot of parents, is teach them the goal is to be with your child, not to fix your child. And a lot of times we think it's our job to fix. And it's really about being with them and empowering them to lead the way, but you're there with them so they're not alone. Unpleasant feelings are not a problem or bad. They're just feelings letting you know you have needs that are not being met. And the suffering happens when you have to hold your unpleasant feelings alone. So let them know they're not alone and they can be with you at this time of pain.